The secret to business success is having a great formula, and you got to know what your formula is. At the end of the day, remember that people join you, you didn't join them. And if people are going to come and join your organization, you need to be really clear about what works. You need to have the data that backs it up, and you need to make sure that you don't have people doing random things that just literally are wasted energy, wasted effort, because you know they simply just don't work inside of your marketplace. Now, there's a big difference between innovation, creativity, and growing a business versus the conversation of really understanding the foundation of what makes you truly great. Now let's think about it. Let's say that I walked into your business today and I said, hey, you know what? Great to be here. I'm new. What do we do around here? Could you easily articulate in a couple of one pages what you actually do to win your business? Like I mean with true data and science about really understanding how you actually met every single one of your landlords or how you actually met every single one of your vendors and knowing what you then do to make sure that that's a replicable formula over and over and over again. Off the back of that, when it gets to the listing pitch, when you're there sitting in front of a landlord or sitting in front of a potential seller, do you actually know what the 1, 2, 3 USPs are specifically when you're going up against a particular competitor that allow you to dominate and win at every single corner? Are you actually in a position that you've got that documented in such a way that it's trained and rehearsed over and over and over again to make sure that your team has a unique way of talking that consumers literally turn on to and say, hey, that's the reason why I want to use you? And is that backed up again by consumer data from good quality customer conversations that you've had and really finding out the reasons why people have made the decision to use you? And then it moves into our third piece. Do you actually know what you do to be able to deliver an incredible customer experience for both the buyer and the seller and to go through all of those individual customer moments? Now, what we now do with teams is we actually got to map out those particular customer moments to make sure that we've got real clarity on how they actually work. So is this a happy moment? Is this an angry moment? Is this a sad moment? And how do we make sure that we can push the consumer through those particular moments? Let's have a quick look at that. Let's say, for example, that you're working with a buyer. They find the house they want, happy moment. They go to that open for inspection. They see that there's a ton of competition, anxious moment. All of a sudden they're in a position they want to go and make an offer, but you say, look, you'll have to wait until you get to auction day, sad moment. You then ring them a week later and say, hey, by the way, owners changed their mind, you can bring forward your offer now, anxious moment. They then increase their offer, happy moment. The agent then rings and says there's now multiple buyers on that particular property, anxious moment. They increase their offer, anxious moment. All of a sudden you ring them and say, congratulations, you've now bought the home, happy moment. This is that whole idea about actually understanding, is the customer happy, sad, or anxious, and what can we do to design a customer experience around it? Now, if you don't clearly stipulate what happens next, then what? Then how are you actually ever going to be in a position that people really know how to go and serve customers? A great cafe or restaurant actually does that. You turn up, you get met by concierge, they take you to the table. Would you like me to take your jackets? By the way, would you like some still or sparkling water today? And what they're actually doing is they're actually setting up that customer experience. Get really clear about what you do to generate your leads, what you do to win your business, and how you go to serve your customers. Train that, train the customer experience, train more of the customer moments that matter, rather than just worrying about the scripts and dialogues in isolation. The more that you can explain to people why we do what we do, the more chance it is that people will actually do it and deliver on the customer experience that keeps customers coming back.